Welcome back. Lieutenant General Alani Akinriade urges President Muhammadu Buhari to read the Riot Act against mischief makers, fulani herdsmen, armed bandits, and agents of destabilization. At the instance of the governor of Osun State, Gboyega Oyetola, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Buratai, was hosted to a state banquet at Government House, Osogbo, on 14 September 2020. The Chief of Army Staff was in Osun State to commission a Bailey Bridge and a hospital constructed by the Nigerian Army engineers in collaboration with the Army Headquarters Department of Civil Military Affairs for Owu, Kuta, and Asamu communities, respectively, in the state. One of the dignitaries invited by the state government to the occasion was a former Chief of Army Staff and Chief of Defense Staff, Lieutenant General Alani Akinriade, retired, who delivered a goodwill message at the event. In his message, he thanked and commended this Chief of Army Staff for building a bridge at the Osun River that links Kuta, Ikoyi, and Ede communities of Osun State. He also appreciated the Chief of Army Staff for graciously complimenting the efforts of the state government, who has given public health care priority in the development of the state. He thereafter expressed his gratitude to the Chief of Army Staff and his staff for improving civil-military relations by embarking on projects that uplift the welfare of the population and for including Osun State as a beneficiary. The former Chief of Defense Staff accepted that the Chief of Army Staff and his brother service chiefs are doing their best within the resources the country can make available to them, but admitted that although he had no adequate information outside what the media churn out about what the general situation is in the country, he had two matters which he said are throwing him in distress. That he wanted the Chief of Army Staff to convey them to the President, who is the Commander-in-Chief. The first matter, according to him, is the pervasive public perception/belief that the President was an ethnic bigot, an irredeemable religious fundamentalist that firmly subscribes and promotes the possibility of his ethnic Fulani to take over the country. He further said that the elder statesman has concluded that, going by the perception or belief of the public, the President has performed woefully in the fight against the Boko Haram terrorists, and that he cannot rise to the occasion when it comes to reflecting the heterogeneous composition of the country in appointments to sensitive positions in his government. He therefore called on the President to read the Riot Act against the perpetrators of this mischief. The second matter, according to the former CDS, is that sometimes he hears that there are Fulani mercenaries from outside Nigeria being sponsored by some Nigerians. From what he heard, the situation is still there that, in collaboration with unexpected bad weather this year, a famine is imminent as the country is already borrowing grains from the ECOWAS countries because farmers are being forced to abandon their farms. He therefore suggested that the President should read the Riot Act to the Fulani herdsmen, that it is not acceptable for any foreigner by whatever name to enter Nigeria illegally and molest Nigerians because they are not welcome. According to him, the country should not, by mistake of omission or commission, allow Nigerians to degenerate to self-help, which is a sure route to anarchy and perdition that will not go away. He therefore accepted that these difficult matters cannot be addressed in abstract as the whole buck stops on the president's table. He therefore suggested that the president needs to shape up, read the Riot Act to our people, and enlist them in unswavering cooperation to participate fully in the redemption of their country. According to him, since he was sure the president is aware of the hues and cries from all corners and crannies of the country for secession, as if the country has not been there before, there is a need for him to stand on his table against the motley crowd of advisers and take a firm stand on the restructuring of the country, physically, politically, economically, and socially. He also advocated for the reorganization of the armed forces, which is long overdue and overflogged, as if it is such an impossibility because it is what is required to move the country out of the doldrums into modernity and cannot afford to pass it on. According to him, we may end up without a country, as no country has been known to survive 2 civil wars. He can take better counsel in the appointment to the sensitive parts of his government. There are capable, loyal men and women from every village in the country. He further advised. He concluded by profusely thanking the President and Chief of Army Staff for sorting out the pension scheme for the NA, that is for the Nigerian Army. According to him, Army retirees have stopped the culture of cane quarterly in the Army barracks for recognition and documentation parade. In his remarks, the Chief of Army Staff thanked General Akinriade for identifying the negative impacts of the social media in spreading falsehood and fake news in the country. The Chief of Army Staff appreciated the General in identifying the wrong perceptions being projected by the enemies of the country. He noted that we would not rely on social media reports, which are mostly fake and largely unfounded. He further advised the retired general on the need for statesmen of his caliber to take the pains of verifying information before making conclusions on them. On the perception of likely famine in the country this year, the COAS, Lieutenant General Buratai, assured the gathering that there is no cause for alarm, as there won't be any famine in Nigeria because farmers have gone back to their farms. General Buratai said, "I just left the Northwest where exercise Sahel sanity is ongoing, and many farmers have so far returned to their farms. Our troops are providing security to farmers, and the bandits are being dealt with decisively. From all indications, we are expecting a bumper harvest this year." General Buratai further informed that the Nigerian Army and other security agencies are doing everything possible to ensure that the terrorists and bandits are never allowed to cross over to the southern parts of the country. General Buratai also observed that the issue of restructuring is a political matter, and he only commented on security issues raised by the retired general. He further reiterated the apolitical stance of the Nigerian Army. Finally, the Chief of Army Staff implored all to continue to cooperate with the federal government and support the ongoing efforts to rid the country of all forms of insecurity. Wow. This was compiled by Sagir Musa Ekone, the acting director, Army Public Relations. Wow. So guys, you've heard it. Will it be good for the president to read the Riot Act, especially to groups that are coming up for secession? For example, the IPOB group and the Oduduwa group that are planning on ceding from the country. So guys, if you have anything to say concerning this, drop your comments in the comment section. Let us know what you have in mind concerning what the Nigeria Defense Headquarters just released. Yeah, because this news is coming directly from the Nigeria Defense Headquarters. So if you have anything to say concerning this, drop your comments in the comment section. And please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Thank you very much.